Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Joyce and welcome back to Skybees. It has been a little bit because I've been putting this episode off. Last time we were working on the singularities and getting more of those completed, as well as building around the base, and that is what I've been putting off a little bit. So I am going to here show you some before and after pictures because I have been working off camera quite a bit on all of the different hexagons, now that I remember what that word is. I did a take where I kind of forgot the word hexagon. But I've been working on all the hexagons, trying to make sure that they look nicer, fit the theme, and I'm showing you most of the ones I worked on. There was a couple that I didn't. And obviously there was, let's see, the cave area was completed already. But last episode we worked a little bit on the two nether ones. I did some additional things to those, which I will show off once I'm done showing you all the before and after pictures. But yeah, I've been very busy, and today is going to be a building episode, like I said. You might notice, and apologies if you can, my voice is a little bit raspy today. I've been a little bit sick, so that's another reason why this episode's taking a little bit longer to get out. And yeah, all that kind of fun stuff. It's not fun getting sick, but I'm feeling well enough other than just my voice. But yeah, so I have been working on all the hexagons, and today we are going to demolish both the windmill and the house and rebuild those. So, plus we're going to take a look at the quest book and anything else that we need to do from that. But at this point, I think I should be through with the pictures. It's hard to do that. I don't do much editing, I'll be honest. And it's really difficult to judge like how much time it takes to do stuff, and I have all the pictures of the screenshots of all the different places, which, by the way, how I did that was just going up in the air. I built up at very specific coordinates, and if I look at my F3 screen, you can see where it says facing east on like the fourth line. There is some numbers at the end of that line. I just lined those up, and so it's the same angle. Those are your like where you're looking angles, but as you can see, most of these are done. I did want to go over a couple of them. So the forest area, I did make some bee nests, which were not too terrible to make. I'll show off the recipe. It is a solidification chamber with honey, honeycomb blocks and honey comb. And yeah, the only problem with this one is just the honey has to be the cyclic one, so you have to use the melting chamber. But I have those, and that is kind of what I did for this. This is the birch oak forest, whereas the other one is the taiga forest. And I tried to get creative with the light sources. I think it would be neat if we don't have any torches anywhere in the base. There's still a few things I have to do. I need to deal with the blood magic area. But I made the crimson nether area look kind of cool. I put some nether quartz in the ground, some lava, and all that kind of fun stuff, just to make it look a little bit different. And it has different lighting, whereas, you know, this has the end rods. And I also went through and inside the actual apiaries, I made the floor kind of fit more with whatever we're using. Unfortunately, we can't use the crimson nylium or the warped nylium, so I had to just go with netherrack for those. But I tried to make things look kind of uniform. And today's episode is not going to be just building. I am going to rebuild the main house and the windmill off camera. I'm going to tear them down and probably build them both up, which is great because being sick, I can do that. But yeah, it's just one of those things of like, I'm not going to have before or after. This is your before. We're going to make these much better, hopefully. I'm going to spend some time and work on that. But this is the warped area, the warped nether woods, and not much change other than I added some more plants. And fun fact about the twisting vines, I had to put string on top of them. This mod pack has a feature where basically if you run by crops, they grow. So if I harvest some carrots and then I run near them, it grows. Well, the problem with that is the twisted vines grow to world height. And so, yeah, I planted one. It takes a little bit of time for them all to fall as well. And I think it's still actually going. Okay, I think it's done now. And then it will just rain twisted vines for a little bit. And we should have, what, about like 200 of these things? I made that mistake a couple of times. I also forgot to put string on top of some of the things. Actually, there's only 48, so apparently you don't get all of them. But yeah, it was not fun. I got a lot of twisted vines, but that is that. So apart from all that, I have been using our machine quite a bit. There's been a couple of problems though. So first of all, I do have, let's see, two. I have two things. We can run this machine one more time. We have enough of everything, and it will start going off. The problem has been steel and uranium, and the reason for that is pretty obvious. So we'll let that run. This is where our steel and uranium bees are, and you might notice that I have extra steel and uranium in these. Both of these hives have it, even though this one doesn't actually contain steel or uranium bees. They're in there, and the reason for that is because these are tier 2. Oh, that was a tier 1 apiary. This is a tier 2. We need to get those upgraded to at least tier 3s, and I need to kind of do that with anything that we're getting a lot of stuff from. So like gold, iron, and diamonds, we should be good. Coal and lapis we had so early that it's not a big deal. But you can see, like, glowstone, we only have 22,000. Steel and uranium is, like, the really low. So I think what I need to do is upgrade this one as well. But that's a tier 3. They're just really dumb. That's the problem with those bees. So we need to upgrade our apiaries. And something we need to do as well is we need to make a tier 4. We don't have enough stuff according to this. So that is something that we need to kind of get done. Let's get a bee jar and fix these two. All I have to do is one of these. I just take one of them, let you do your thing, and then when you start flying back over to the apiary, I'll release the other one. And you basically want one bee flying in while the other bee flies out. And that should work nicely. But yeah, so we need to get a tier 4 apiary. Let's look at our quest book. So we don't have too much left to do. Actually, before we do that, one last thing. I'm gonna just kind of fly over and around all of the different places. I tried to replace all of the blocks that I could with whatever, except for if it was a flower that still required dirt, so I put dirt. That's it. That's all there is to it. And then I also replaced this with stone, which looks really nice. I like the way these all look. Now there's only one left that we need to kind of figure out something to do with decoration wise, and that is the magical bees. Just because I'm not sure what I want to do with that one. But this one I just want to show off. This is a lot of the planergistic stuff that we aren't using. I figured if I just put them down. Also, these are charged Certus quartz fixtures. They are really cool, and they are really cheap. Charged Certus quartz and iron. That's it. But yeah, I figured I put some like applied energistic stuff down because this is supposed to be a factory, and it looks just kind of cool. And then the other factory area. I guess I could have talked about all of them. This is the stronghold looking area, and I tried to make it look like a stronghold best I could. I like the way it turned out. And then this is the other factory. I like these like dark bricks. They look really nice. And then I just have a whole bunch of like fake redstone contraptions. This is not even powered by the comparator. There's a redstone block underneath it, and some of these just have, you know, a piece of cobblestone in for the comparators to do something. But it is just fake redstone contraptions to light things up. That's it. And I think it's funny. But so let's get into what I want to do today. Let's take a look at the quest book. We need to get the tier 4 apiary. We've not gotten one of these yet. We need refined storage. I think the only quest left here is getting the infinite storage disk, which we will do hopefully next episode when we have all of the creative items, which is the other thing. The creative items, we're going to need to get all of the different upgrades that we need here. We'll get that at some point. And we still need to kill 20 ender dragons. That's going to be fun. I still need to kill a lot of witches and blazes. We need to kill a bunch of bees, endermen, and shulkers and withers. So there is still a lot to do. I think there might only be one more episode because a lot of that stuff I'm gonna do off camera because you don't want to just see me sitting here spawning things in and killing them. But we need 25 of these singularities in total, and I don't think I've made any yet. No, I've made one, so we need 24 of those. So that is something that we'll kind of work on. Obviously, we just need to get the bees to be working. So the plan for today is pretty simple. We're going to try to get the tier 4 apiary, and maybe I'll use that with the uranium and other bee steel. There we go. And in order to do that, we're going to need 3 tier 3s, or 4 tier 3s, and we just need a little bit more honeycomb, but we're not producing any more honeycomb at this point. So what I could do is start taking like the coal and the iron, things that we have plenty of already. Not uranium, not steel, not pigment, because that's glowstone. But you know, bronze, we could just start taking all this stuff and making more apiaries. So if we need 4 tier 3s, we put these in here. It did learn, so I can make 3 of those, and I think we'll go ahead and do that. Now we have plenty of grass, we have plenty of wither roses, we have plenty of string. I've been making a lot of that, and so it's just going to be a matter of getting everything we want. And anyways, this is not the best way to get string. The best way is from silkworms, which we've discovered. So at this point, I think I'm going to cut away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to destroy this house, and luckily it's going to be pretty easy. And most of the stuff we're going to reuse. But I'm going to make a much smaller house, and yeah, hopefully it will turn out a lot better. So I am going to work on that, and I'm also going to do a bit of work grinding the monsters, the mobs that we need to defeat, and see what we can do from there. So I will be back once I've got something done and something to show for it. So it might be a while for me, but for you guys, it'll be instant. So I will be back in just a bit. Alrighty, so it's been a little bit over a day because I didn't work on it too much last night. But yeah, I have a house, and it's right here. There you go. It is much smaller, which is what I want, and it's not fully decorated yet. I just kind of built the structure. And there was other things I was going to talk about, and we're going to do before we destroy that and rebuild that. First off, I've been working on getting some mobs. My voice is still kind of bad, so apologies, but I've been working on getting some mobs killed and threw in a range tier. So now the mobs won't just spawn right here, they'll actually spawn around, and I'll be able to kill them a little bit easier. Unfortunately, what I need is to get sweeping edge on my sword, so I've been messing around with enchanting. I have like I lost a lot of levels. I was up to like 28, 29. Now I'm down to like 16. I've been doing a lot of enchanting and breaking down of stuff from the grindstone. But we are going to set up a little bit of an enchanting station in the house. So the idea is pretty much everything we would want is going to be inside this house. Yeah, let's put an ender chest in there. It'd be cool if I could get it like a bookshelf. This is a lot of the leftover stuff. We're going to grab some of the windows because we're going to put those around. And I do need to figure out better lighting. I didn't think about that one. Furnaces, anvil, crafting station, brewing stand. Let's just put a bunch of things in here. So this is the house. It looks pretty plain out front. I am going to do a little bit of decorating on the outside, but I'll probably do that between episodes. But this is the front door. So birch glass doors are pretty easy if I click the right button to make. It's just a little bit of birch and a bunch of glass. Obviously there's a lot of glass here, but I figured this door looked kind of nice. It's almost a little modern. I don't know if it fits the cottage feel I was going for, but it's good enough. So you come in here and you have your first little room. We'll probably have some crafting stations here. We have a staircase with these 4-panel trapdoors that are birch. So these are interesting because the 4-panel trapdoor is actually the dark oak trapdoor, but you can make these patterns so that you can turn them into any sort of texture you want. I don't know what that was. So I decided to do the birch to kind of fit with the theme. And then this is going to be our kitchen. We're going to decorate that in a second. And then we go upstairs. It's a little bit cramped in here, which is not something I typically like. But I'd use more of the birch panel doors to make kind of a railing. I think it looks nice. We're going to put enchanting right here. And I will need to kind of figure out lighting in here. I'll probably do that between episodes, but we'll do something like this, and that should give us what we need. We'll put the anvil up here as well as a grindstone, and then if I ever want to expand on enchanting, I can always do that. Not a problem. I can move things around a little bit. We are going to put a torch. We can't actually put torches on that. We'll put some torches on the sides. This is going to be where our bed is. We'll set our spawn point there. And I thought about making this kind of a room, and we could. That might be kind of neat. Just grab some birch, and we'll just make it a little bit of a room. Not planning on doing too much. This is just kind of decoration, but we can just do something like this, except for that part. I'll have to figure something out for that, but we can just do something like this and kind of make it a little bit more cozy. I can decorate this. We can put a crafting station in here, put some plants and whatnot. We'll figure things out. And I think this will be where our, like, all of our crafting stuff will be. We'll put that there. We'll put ender chest here. We'll put the brewing stand on top. We can grab, I know I have some, like, yeah, stone cutter. That can go in there. A lot of this stuff don't really care too much about, so I'm not going to worry about it too much, but let's put some windows in. And by the way, for the kitchen, I do have another door just to kind of make it easier so I can come out the other direction. And yeah, it's cozy. It is cramped. I don't typically like that for my houses, but I think it looks pretty nice. We can put some attic windows. Let's do like one here, and I guess I have to shift click. We can open those, which is really cool. And then we could do the same on this side. Just kind of make it symmetrical. And it will bring in some light up there in terms of like skylight. We can grab some windows. Let's see. I think we'll do something like this. This axe is too powerful. They open up from the outside, and then I accidentally click something that is miles away. And something like that. I think we'll put a big window here. And obviously I reserve the right to change all this and make things a little bit different if I so choose. And I think I'll put 2 windows here. That looks nice. We don't need to have them open though. And finally we'll put a window here. I know you're supposed to have windows facing very specific directions because sunlight and all that kind of stuff, but I don't care. We're doing north and south windows. I don't know if that's appropriate or not, if that's what you're supposed to do or not. But anyways, that is the house. Let's decorate the inside a little bit with some kitchen stuff. So Cooking for Blockheads is a really cool mod, and it has a bunch of things that we're going to use. So we're going to make a sink. We're going to make, let's do a couple kitchen counters. We'll do a cooking table. We'll need to get a Cooking for Blockheads book. So we need to cook up a book. That is the first step. Smelting. I will say I can never tell which machine is which because they all look alike to me. But we can just make... okay, I guess we got to do the crafting tables manually. We'll make the Cooking for Blockheads book, and there is that. We'll do an oven. We need a furnace, and we need some black stained glass. So we'll make an oven, and then we will make 2 fridges, which is pretty simple. And we'll make a kitchen cabinet or 2. Mostly because that's all of the that's all of the remainder of our blocks. So let's put the fridge right here. Actually, let's put it back 1. Let's put the fridge right there. We can put some kitchen counters. I think we'll do the sink here, the oven here, the cooking table there. We can do a couple kitchen cabinets. Probably could do more. And then we can refill our water from the sink. The kitchen counters have storage in them as well as the cabinets. But you can also place things on top. And the neat thing is, the whole thing with the cooking table is that we can make food with it. So let me find something that is pretty easy to make. So we could grab some raw chicken. We could grab some, do we have some wheat? We have a good bit of wheat. So the neat thing with Cooking for Blockheads is the fact that not only does this have storage, but it can auto craft anything we have. So for example, we have raw chicken, so we can make cooked chicken by cooking it, and the oven allows us to cook it. We just have to put fuel in there. But the neat thing is, if I don't have these things in my inventory, it doesn't say that I can make anything. So what if we put some wheat up in this this cabinet, and we put the chicken in the fridge? We can still make them. In fact, if I grab some coal, let's see, can we make tiny coal? No. Alright, well, it doesn't matter. We have tons of coal, so it's not that big of a deal. So we can throw that in there and tell it to make, click again to cook. So you can see it is on. We are missing a raw chicken, and it is in here being cooked. And then there it is. So we can get it out and we can eat it if we so chose. But here's the thing. This block can see anything that it's attached to. So obviously it can see the oven, it can see the sink, it can see these counters. The cabinets count because they're above. But this flooring actually counts as like where this can see. So even though the fridge is completely separate from everything else, it can still see. So I might add some more stuff with the kitchen. I don't plan on using it because we have honeyed apples and these are fantastic for food. But it is something kind of cool. So with this done, I need to destroy this and set the windmill up and kind of make things look nice on this square. But before we do, let's finish up the magic square. And I have a bunch of things I want to make, and hopefully we can make them all. So the first thing I want to make, because I want to see what it does, is the starfield creator. We need pixie dust, which is mana pearls. Okay, do we have any mana pearls? No. We have plenty of ender pearls. Let's grab 16, and let's grab some diamonds. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw both of these in here. We are losing our levels by standing next to that. And we're just going to throw mana pearls and mana diamonds in there to get dragon stones and pixie dust. We should get 16 of each. There they are. They're on the other side. And the first thing we're going to make is this starfield creator. Now, I've never used this. This is Britannia stuff. And we're going to just put it here. And I don't remember what it said. Let's go entry index. And it is alphabetical. So a starfield creator. It releases elven energies into the sky to create a starry sky. So it looks like all of the little speckles is caused because of this. And it looks cool. So we're going to just put that there. And I think that's a fine place. We're also going to grab, if I have any, I should. We're going to grab a potato. And this potato, we're going to give it some life. We're going to give it some life by just throwing it into some mana. Nothing too difficult there. Oh no. Okay, apparently it's more difficult than I thought. So we need to go here. And we get this tiny potato. So the tiny potato, apart from being adorable, is kind of, well, adorable. It loves you. It is just a tiny potato. And the neat thing about this guy is we can do something with it. Tiny potato. It can be given items to hold with right click, one item per side. So we should give him something to hold. And I think what we're gonna do is, do we have any honeycombs? Yeah, let's give him a honeycomb. Let's see how this looks. Perfect. So that one done, we're gonna make a living wood altar, avatar, not altar, So we're going to need a diamond. We're also going to make this thing called a Terratira Bonzu, which requires some string to be thrown into the mana. And I want to make sure that, okay, that is not going to change. And we'll throw the diamond in. Perfect. So, can we make both of these? Terratira Bonzu, we need sunflowers. And to get sunflowers, we can throw Lily of the Valley. We can turn any flower. Let's just get a poppy, I guess. Okay, let's get a... Do we have any flowers in here? I know I have flowers. That's not an issue. It's just a matter of finding out where I'm keeping them. I do not see any flowers whatsoever. So, where do I have some flowers? I have flowers here. Alright, so we need a sunflower. And we can just kind of constantly cycle this through until we get one. There is an order, and there is the sunflower. I don't really care about making more. We could, but I don't really care. So let's make the Terratira Bonzu and the living wood. Okay, we need some living wood, and so it might be. I believe it was just 5. And I believe it's like this. Yes. Alright, so Living Wood Avatar, we're going to put you over here. Actually, we're going to do one better. So this is also an item that can hold things, I do believe, but we're going to put him, you know, on a block of Mana Steel. Why not? We have so much Mana Steel, we don't use it. And yeah, so the Living Wood Avatar can hold rods, and applying a redstone signal will prevent it from casting anything. I do have the Rod of the Bifrost, which shouldn't do anything if... That's cool. It shouldn't do anything because it can't actually... It doesn't have any mana, so it can't cast anything. So let's get a lever, and we'll put it on the back of this, just so that this can't cast, but it looks cool. And then we have the Terratira Bonzu, which... let's do something like this. We'll put you here. Do you always face away? No, it looks like you face the sun. Alright, so I think we'll want to put you over here. That'll work. This thing, if you don't know, which you probably don't, basically it decreases the duration of rain and snowstorms, but if you give it a sunflower during bad weather, it will make the bad weather go away. And it looks like it just floats around and rotates, which is kind of cool. I like it. And then the last thing that we're going to make for this area is the luminizers. So we need some red string. Ooh, I don't know if we can do this. Do we have Ender Air? I don't know. So let's see if we can make... We don't have any Ender Air bottles, so we will do that one later. We'll keep that there. And actually, I will probably go to the end relatively soon. Something that we can always do is make the Ender Crystals. And we need to do this so that we can resummon the dragon. I guess they're just called end crystals, aren't they? Yeah. Not ender. Just end. So we need to make a bunch of these. Because every 4 lets us summon the dragon again. And we need to kill the dragon. How many times again? 20 times. So we'll need to go to the end, which I think I broke the end cake. I believe, yeah, there is the end cake. I'll need to make another one of those to get to the end. So I'll do that between this clip and the next one. And we'll go to the end real quick and fight the dragon. Shouldn't be too difficult. One thing I should probably do is invest in a really powerful ranged weapon. That looks so cool. But we'll kind of see. So, at this point, I'm going to tear down this structure and rebuild it. I am going to kind of keep the oak planks and the cobblestone motif, coloring, design, however you want to say it. But I'm going to try to make it look a lot cooler. And it's still going to have the windmill. It's still going to work. Probably still going to be at this height, so I'll probably destroy everything else around it. And then we'll come back. We will finish, we'll show off our better windmill, and then we'll head to the end to fight the Ender Dragon real quick, and then I will do that a bunch off camera. I have a lot of things to do off camera between episodes if I want to finish in the next one, which we'll see. But yeah, I will be back once the windmill is rebuilt. There we go. Be right back. It is completed. So the windmill did not take nearly as long to build as this house, mostly because I just kind of busted it out, and I'm pretty happy with it. I'll look at it in just a second, but a couple things. I am fairly happy with the general shape of it. However, it is a little bit monotone, but I can always go back and change that if need be. So there it is. This is our windmill. So this is based off of a design. I literally looked up the Netherlands and windmill, and this is something that came up where it had like a base and then like a balcony before the full tower. And that's what I decided to go with. The Netherlands is kind of, known for their windmills, so I figured that would be a good place to look. But it is pretty simple. Lots of slabs, nice little cap at the top, and yeah, plenty of room down here for whatever. We're going to move in all of the trees. I'm going to get some drawers set up so that we can have those being placed in there. And then you go up this ladder. And then you can come back over here and then go up the ladder in the center to get to the capacitor. Power from the windmill is coming down this wire. And I know in some versions of Immersive Engineering, I don't know in this version, you can transfer power through a block if you have relays on both sides, or maybe you need connectors on both sides. I actually don't know. Does this say that it has... That does not have any power, so I wonder... Is it that it needs a connector on both sides? So it should be like right around here. So if we put a connector here and then hook that up to the power, it doesn't say that it has any power, but we could do something. It's diagonal from that block. So something like this. And that should transfer power. And I'll just do this for now because we don't really have any use for power over here anymore. So we'll just... Oh, we can't attach anything to that. Instead of doing it that way, let's go ahead and put it like here. And just get rid of this guy. So I believe power can be transferred like that sometimes, but I don't know if it is normally. We could always move stuff in there if we wanted to. Let's grab, do we have any more LV connectors? We do. Let's grab another one. And then I know one of these things. That is a manual centrifuge. Let's get something that requires power. It doesn't really matter what. And just see if it works, because I don't know. I'd have to look at the immersive engineering book. But let's see what's something that is going to be very obvious that it's collecting power. Melting chamber. Let's do that. Why not? But yeah, so with all this, we can hopefully. So if we do this, will that collect power? No. Okay, so it doesn't work. It's just decorative. That's fine. That's pretty much it for the windmill. Like I said, I like the texturing I did with the fences and the slabs. I think the shape of it is really good. It is just very kind of the same. I could always change the fences to like a darker color, and that would add some variety to it, break it up a little bit. I just don't know if I want to do that or not. I also had to change my pattern. The front is a little bit shorter because of the windmill. So with that all taken care of, we need to do a couple of things. We're going to go to the end and kill the Ender Dragon. And then I am going to do that a lot between episodes. But before we can do that, we need to make the end cake. And the end cake requires a cake. I don't have a cake. Milk buckets are kind of annoying to get. So we're going to do something to make all of that easier. So we're going to grab, I guess, a stack of sugar cane and turn that into actual sugar. And we'll put that, normal people would put that in a cupboard. So we're going to make a cow in a bottle, cow in a jar. So we need a milk jar, and milk jars provide milk to recipes. But you have to fill it up with milk. However, we can do something like so. Let's just do it right here. So we'll put a milk jar there, and we're going to put some blocks around. And then we're going to put a cow here. And then if we put, I guess we need one air block above so it can fall, an anvil here, it's going to force that cow into that jar. And now we have a cow in a jar. And this is something that we can quite literally place on a countertop, and it will slowly just collect milk over time, and then eventually we'll be able to make a cake. So that is what we're gonna do. I did add a little bit to our house. I added a table and some chairs. This is where we're gonna put the end cake, and it's amazing. We're doing all of this. Okay, we have to go to the end to fight the Ender Dragon so that we can actually complete a quest. But for the most part, we're doing all of this just so that we can make some decorations. I also made another table up here and put a lilac in my bedroom because why not? It's pretty. So we're going to head to the end real quick, and I want to see, I don't remember if we ever did go to the end and fight the Ender Dragon. I legitimately don't remember. So that is something that we'll need to see. And how much milk do you have? You have less than a single, yeah, you have less than a bucket's worth. So let's grab some buckets and make this a little bit quicker. So we should have some more cows in here. I have a lot of cows from, I don't remember what we were doing to get all the cows, but we have a lot of cows. And now they're dead. And we should be able to make a cake. I put everything in here so we can get the cake. And eventually that will have enough milk that we can do stuff with it. But anything we get food-wise, we can always just put into the kitchen and forget about it, because we'll probably never use it. So, with the cake, we can now make an end cake, and we can head to the end. Once we put the end cake, I hope it goes on the table. Perfect. So are we ready to go to the end? I don't need a mob imprisonment tool. We can put that back. And we need the bottles. We'll take 4 crystals, because I believe that's what you need in order to resummon the dragon if it's dead. I'm pretty sure we went to the end. There we go. Right click with an empty hand. Okay, and there is actually an end island. So we can resummon the dragon whenever we want. There's also Endermen here that we can murderate if we so choose. Looks like the egg is still there, so we could get rid of that a little bit. And we'll just dig down like so. Collect the egg. So we could resummon the Ender Dragon. Right now, I mostly want Ender Air. So let's get a bunch of this. And it's literally just right-clicking a bottle in the end. And we'll go back. So I can go to the end whenever I so choose. And I think, yeah, we can replace the end cake with Eyes of Ender, I do believe. So we never have to craft that again. But now we should be able to make the luminizers. And we want to make a couple of these. So what's the difference between these two recipes? Pumpkin. One just requires a pumpkin for some reason. Alright, so we're going to make, let's make 4 of these. And we're going to do 4 luminizers. And this is the last kind of decoration we have. Now we're going to need to go grab our Wand of the Forest in bind mode. And let's see, where do we want to start? We'll go from here to here to here. And then back down. And so we can just right click these in bind mode. And I believe this works. And then I believe if we just right click this. Man, I don't remember how to use these. I've used them like once before. They're really neat things. But I didn't want to have to look it up because function mode, is this? Okay, I had to shift right click. And then shift right click that one. And then shift right click this one. Perfect. So now, if we just right click this, we get, ooh, okay, that is a bad path. Let's break this one. And let's put it down here. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll shift right click. And that should work a lot better. So luminizers are transportation. They are really cool. You kind of just float on with them and you go wherever the path takes you. Now, if I was to link this one to that one over there, it would be an infinite loop. And that's not good. But I think those look magical enough. We could actually, you know, place this one higher if we so chose. And make things look a little bit different. So this area looks very kind of plain and bland. But it's got some neat little contraptions. And if we want to change the lighting, there is plenty of stuff from Britannia that we could mess with. So that is going to be it for today's episode. Finally, I rebuilt the house. I like the house a lot better. It is much smaller. It's much shorter, which is kind of the bigger thing. The windmill looks a lot better. I might still play around with some of the colors. Maybe we'll get some like treated wood fences. That might be good actually. And I think I can get that pretty easily. I'll just have to get some more creosote. And yeah, the only things left is we got to deal with this guy, which I don't know what I'm going to do here. I'll be perfectly honest. I don't know what this hexagon's going to be. But other than that, the only hexagon that we really need to work on, main workshop, blood magic, and we need to finish these two buildings and those hexagons. So all in all, we're almost there. Next episode will probably be the last episode for the series because, oh, right, there's one last thing we got to do. I almost forgot. Apiary. Tier 4 Apiary. I have everything for it. It's just going to take a little bit of time to make. It needs to make a bunch of honey blocks. But yeah, so the only thing that we really need to do, I still don't know what to do with this little thing. Maybe we'll put some miner machines in there. Maybe I know I said before villager / farm, but we're kind of getting into too many things alike altogether. So we might do something completely different here. Don't really know what though. This is magic. We could do another factory-esque type thing, and put some of these like machines and contraptions there. But that is something I'm just not entirely sure. By the way, I was making a ton of clay because of the bricks that I was using, and we'll probably end up using more bricks for some of these other places. But I'm going to need to move this guy up a block, which is going to be a pain. And yeah, I think this will be another machine. We'll have some contraptions for like lava production, and maybe we'll put the latex production there, dirt production. This stuff can obviously go into the windmill. This will probably just get deleted, which is fine. I need to clean up this and finish up the roofing. We need aluminum sheet metal and all that kind of fun stuff. But all things considered, we're kind of shaping up to be good to finish this series fairly quickly. The biggest thing is I just have to wait for the 25 in total, 24 more infinity singularities. Is that what they're called? Ultimate singularities. And then we should be able to get things done. I don't know if this is going to get any more direct decoration or not. But yeah, I'm just going to go through and anything that needs. So one thing we can definitely do is if we remove these torches, nothing, it doesn't make too much of a difference, because the blaze lamp will light everything else up. I can always put more blaze lamps around as well. So how are we doing? It is probably just making a bunch of honey. Yeah, so that's going to take a little bit. So, you know what? I'm going to cut away for another second and come back once this is done. That did not take too long, but it took long enough. I actually decided to start working on changing all of the fences from oak to the treated wood like I had mentioned, and it looks a lot better. I like it. And so I'm going to finish off. I'm just waiting on creosote oil. So that will be done before next episode. And so just to finish off, we are going to grab the apiary level 4, tier 4. And that is, it's time to stop. That's funny. That is the final tier that we needed to collect. And yeah, that finishes off the B chapter. No rewards for that, but whatever. So what I'm going to end up doing, because of all the tiers that I have and all that kind of fun stuff, steel and uranium is what we need the most. So I'm probably going to replace one of these with steel and with the tier 4. Probably the tier 1 that's here. I'll get all the bees out of it and deal with that after a little bit. And then, yeah, I'm just going to wait around, collect all of these things that we need, make all of the singularities we need. So we're at 4, we need 20 more. It's going to take a while. But while I'm kind of waiting around, I'm going to finish building everything up, kind of move things around, make things look nice so that hopefully next episode will be the final one. I'm probably going to head to the end to fight the Ender Dragon, kill the Ender Dragon a few times. I'll probably do the last one on camera. Same with the Wither. I don't remember if I have a good place to fight the Wither. Did I make a Wither box over here? I think I did. It's been a while since I looked. And the answer to that is no. But there is some experience over here. I'll gladly take that. So I'm going to need to figure out maybe the mining dimension. I think I had a Wither box. I'm going to look into how I can handle killing the Wither easily. And just finish up all of the different hexagons with the designs and all that kind of fun stuff. And then next time we will start getting into the creative items and hopefully finish the series. Because once we get the creative storage upgrade, creative vending upgrade, once we get this, it's game over. We can duplicate the ultimate singularities. And then we can use those to make everything else that we possibly need. It's just going to be a matter of getting one of an item and then duplicating it. And in fact, one of the first things we're going to teach the system how to duplicate, or not even teach the system, one of the first things we're going to vending upgrade is vending upgrades, so that we have infinite of those. So that is kind of the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys like my new buildings. I think they look a lot better than they did before. And I'm going to continue kind of improving them. Probably put some bushes around here. Maybe put a tree or something. And just make things look a lot nicer. So that's the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!